Today we're going to talk about the basics of generating internet traffic through paid advertising. These are just the basics, and later we'll get into more details about exactly how to do it. The first thing that you have to understand is what effective advertising really does, what it's really all about. And the first thing that is really important when it comes to effective advertising is you've got to deliver your marketing messages to likely buyers. And the key there is likely buyers. You don't want to waste your time and effort and money giving your marketing message to someone who is never going to buy or who is in completely the wrong target audience. So you've got to get your message to the people that are likely to buy whatever it is that you have to sell. Effective advertising also pre-qualifies, and that means it filters buyers from browsers. Some people just like to look around. They like to window shop. But to the extent possible, you want to get people that are really interested in buying what you've got to sell. That's going to reduce your overall cost of getting customers, and it's really important. On the internet, your advertising has got to describe the promise that your website will deliver. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, you're going to be taking people from the ad they click on to your website, to your landing page. And so you've got to be sure that what they're promised in the ad is what they're being delivered on your website. Otherwise, they're just going to leave. And of course, the ad has got to actually get them to the website. So you want to make sure that you deliver your marketing message, you sort out the buyers from the browsers, you get them to your website, and the website actually delivers what you promised in the ad. Now, the thing that's really interesting is that when you start reading the literature or going to training courses about how to do paid advertising, you hear statements like this. This is a real one. I got 18,326 leads in 30 days. Well, that's really impressive. It sounds terrific. Wouldn't you like to do that? But it's really important to remember something. And that is, you'd have to talk to 611 people every single day if you had that kind of traffic and if you had that kind of leads. And you can't possibly do that. In fact, you just need to talk to 60 people a month to be successful in building your business. It's a huge difference. And it's really important to keep that difference in mind as you go through all of your advertising efforts. The truth of the matter is that you're after a small amount of leads every day that come in from opt-ins to your website. And then you're going to try to get them on the phone and talk to them. That's the whole sales funnel that you have. You're not trying to get all the leads possible on the internet. Now, that's very different when you do internet marketing. Internet marketing is about reaching as many people as you possibly can because you never talk to them. Let it be automated. But when you're selling distributed marketing, okay, when you're selling MLM, you're not trying to get all those leads. You're trying to get a few qualified people to talk to on the telephone. And that means that filtering on your advertising has got to be top-notch. You've got to do the best job possible of getting people that are going to be interested in talking to you. And the filtering happens through a combination of your ad and then the first page of your website. That's the number one filtering mechanism. Okay, so the first step in doing effective advertising is to figure out exactly what you want to offer. Here's some things to think about. Do you really want to offer a product? Well, we said no. What we're interested in primarily is offering some kind of a home business opportunity. So that immediately means you have to think about Are you offering a network marketing opportunity? And again, we said, no, that's not what this is really about. Okay, what are you offering? You're offering training and mentoring for a path to personal wealth. That's what people are interested in, and you've got to offer people what they're interested in buying. People are interested in having a successful home business, and that's what you're going to offer. And some of the little variations on that are how they can finally make money in MLM, because the chances are that they haven't, statistically. Most people don't make money in MLM. Or you're going to be offering them the internet business in a box. It's all put together, ready for them to go. Or how they can get wealthy with multiple MLMs, a stream of multiple incomes. Okay, all of those things are possible. And finally, after you've done all of that, then you might think about how you're going to sell products online. But to begin with, your focus is going to be on training and mentoring to finally make money in MLM, to finally have a successful home business, to have a business built for them in a box, okay, and how to use multiple streams of income. That's really what you're offering. Now, you have to get specific and figure out exactly what you want to offer. Most of the pages in the Business in a Box offer this book, this ebook, as a first thing. Discover how to tap into the real home business success secrets. That really kind of tells the whole story. So that's a very specific thing that you can offer. Get this free report. Okay, but you've got to emphasize home business success when you do. The other thing that you can do is talk specifically about mentoring. You're offering very definite mentoring, and that's something that they don't see a lot. And really, you're talking about one-on-one mentoring. Okay, one-on-one mentoring. Some people talk about mentoring and then they do it in a group or a webinar, but you're talking about one-on-one mentoring. And most people intuitively understand that mentoring is something that will get them more success. Okay, so what you're trying to do now is to identify precisely and exactly what you're going to be offering in your ad. So do the best job you possibly can of promising a specific thing. Don't offer something nebulous. Offer a specific, tangible thing. You're going to get mentoring. You're going to get this free ebook. You're going to get a business in a box. All of those are very specific things. The next thing you have to do is to identify really precisely who you want to sell to. And this is really important because each of you is going to have a very specific market that you can relate to the best. I just listed some here. Currently successful network marketers. Well, is that a good market? The chances are that if they're successful, they're not going to be a good target market for you. Why would they want more training? Why would they want more mentoring if they're already successful? Now, they might want to raise it to the next level. You could talk about that. People who are basically successful will want to raise it to the next level. Maybe they make enough to pay their house payment, but they want to make enough to really be wealthy. That's a possible target market. Why not? A bigger market is currently unsuccessful network marketers. There are lots and lots of people who've gone into MLM, they've gone into network marketing, and they didn't get the results that they thought they were promised. Some people are totally turned off some people are totally turned off because of that, but other people still have the promise in their minds of a good MLM. So you're offering them something that they really would like to have. Another possibility are young adults that want to build a successful career. You know, people, when they get to be about 30 years old, start really thinking about how am I going to be really successful in life? Maybe some a little earlier, maybe some a little later, but it's right around 30. And this is a good time to address them and say that you've got a solution for them, because they've probably been working for somebody since they got out of school. whether it was high school or whether it was college, and they're beginning to realize the limitations of working for somebody else. So you can emphasize the advantages of having your own business. Another possibility are people that are about to retire, and they're seeing that maybe they're going to have to live on Social Security and they want a better income. A variation on that are people that are already retired and they want a better income. They're living on Social Security and it doesn't work for them. They need more money. Military people that are returning and looking for a career, that's another possibility that you may be able to relate to. Maybe you're ex-military. And if you are ex-military looking for a source of additional income, maybe they're retired, but they want more money. Okay, great target market. Clubs that you belong to, those are great target markets. A lot of clubs want more and more and more income. Okay, they want to be able to do their activities. So for example, some clubs sell Christmas trees. That's how they make money. You can offer that club something that is a way for them to make money on an ongoing basis and keep their club going forever. The same thing really applies to charitable organizations. And here, churches or school groups or whatever, okay, that are looking to have money. It's a whole different game to do a car wash, and you do it once and then you're done. You don't make any more money from it. Okay, but this is an opportunity for them to make an ongoing source of income. Another possibility are alternative medicine practitioners who want to make more money. Most of them do. And we're going to be dealing with a lot of alternative medicine products, things that they can give to their customers to increase their value per customer. Maybe you want to focus on women who want to have a successful business. Maybe that's who you can relate to the best. That's fine. Okay. Or maybe you can relate to disabled people very well. There are a lot more categories that you can come up with, but the key is to come up with your own category and figure out exactly who you prefer to sell to. It's really important. And the thing that you have to do is to pick the target market, the group of people that you can relate to the best. Why? Because you'll empathize with them the best. You'll be able to relate to them. You'll be able to make personal contact with them, and that's what it's all about. People are going to join your network marketing not because of the company. They're not going to join because of the products. They're going to be joining because you told them to join. That's an absolute fact. Even if you don't use the Wealth Builder formula, that's an absolute fact. Something like 75% of the people join because of the person who brought them to the meeting. It's not because of the product. Sure, they like the product, but fundamentally, it's the person that brought them. Now, once you've figured out exactly who you want to sell to, the next thing to do, and this is a homework assignment, is to create a customer avatar. What does that mean? You're creating a picture of the person that you want to sell to. And so some of the things that you want to take into consideration are their age. Are they young? Are they old? Now here it's good to have about a 10 to 20 year age range. So if you want to sell to young people interested in a career, maybe you pick 25 to 35. If you want to pick an age that's closer to retirement, maybe you want to pick 55 and above. What gender are they? Male, female, or both? Okay, what's the size of their disposable income? If you have people that have huge disposable incomes, they may not be interested in what you have to offer. They may not be interested in a home business. So you want people that have a limited amount of disposable income, and that means people that have enough to invest in their business, okay, but not so much that they can live the life that they want to live, that they dream of. Okay, where do they live? Maybe they live in the United States. Maybe they live in Canada. Maybe they live just in your state. Maybe you want to focus on people that are just in your city so that you can have one-on-one relationships with them in person. The next thing is, what are they interested in? What are their hobbies? You know, what do they what activities do they pursue on a regular basis? Okay, what do they read? What books do they read? What magazines do they read? And then it's really important, what websites do they visit? Somebody that's interested in a home business opportunity might be looking and reading about things like Inc. magazine or Entrepreneur magazine, and they have online sites. Okay, who are the people that they follow? Now, once you know what websites they visit, you can go in and look and use two different websites. One is alexa.com and the other is similarweb.com. And what you can do is you can go in and you can see exactly what the characteristics are of the people that go to that site. And in fact, SimilarWeb will suggest other similar sites. So, for example, let's say you go to the site for Entrepreneur magazine, put that into Alexa, and it will give you the demographics of the people that go to that site. Same thing for SimilarWeb, and it will also show you some additional sites that they might be interested in. And knowing that is really, really important. It's really important because it'll help identify your target market, as you'll see a little bit later on. You also want to know what groups they're interested in, and this applies especially to social media like Facebook or even LinkedIn. Okay, what groups do they participate in? Are they groups about running? Are they groups about how to have a successful home business? Are they groups about how to do presentations? Okay, identify all those groups. Identify whether they're married or not. Okay, are they maybe engaged? Are they in a relationship? Are they single? All of that's important. Okay, do they have children? Are they single parents? Okay, all of those are important. The thing is, you need to specify as many details as possible, because when you do, you're going to be able to identify your target market very, very clearly. And the better you identify your target market, the more likely it is that you'll filter out the people that you want to have and reduce your cost of advertising. Now, one of the things that people forget about is the fact that they do have a warm market. We don't push you doing the warm market like most network marketing companies do, but you can take advantage of your warm market to generate traffic. Okay, so think about who your friends and colleagues are. Think about who they are. Okay, and we're not talking about here your close family or your close friends. They're really not your best source. They're good people for bouncing ideas off of. But if you want to keep them as friends, don't offer them business opportunities unless you're 100% sure they're going to make money. And you need to be very transparent and clear if you do. So we suggest you just stay away from them. But you have other friends and you have other colleagues, and they're a great source of possible traffic. Another great source are your existing email contacts. You probably have a lot of people in your email book that you don't even send emails to on a regular basis. But the key is that they would recognize who you are. Okay, you need to take advantage of the people who know you. Not that you know, but people that will recognize your name when they see it. Why? Because they're likely to open an email from you if they recognize your name. Okay, so take advantage of your existing email contacts. And you can also take advantage of your existing social media contacts in the same way. People that recognize your name. You know, like on Facebook, when they see your name scroll down, they say, oh yeah, that's John or that's Mary. Okay, and they recognize your name and they like your posts already. Those three groups of people, your friends and colleagues, your email contacts, and your social media contacts, can be a tremendous source of traffic. And it's traffic that will pay attention to what you have to say. So what do? You don't contact them. You don't talk to them in person. You don't send them email messages on a personal level. Okay, you don't chit-chat with them on social media. What you do is you send them to your sales funnel. You've got this sales funnel, and it's a great way to test it. So, for example, you might send out an email that says, hey, I've got a great new opportunity. I thought you'd be interested in it. I'm so glad that you're one of my friends, why don't you check out this website? Let me know what you think about it. I'd appreciate your feedback. If they're interested in what you've got to say, they're going to get back to you. So that's a way to start traffic. Now remember, okay, we said earlier that you've got very, very few people that you need to contact. Very few. You're not trying to get thousands and thousands of leads. You're trying to get 60 leads a month. So your first month could be entirely nothing but these leads. And the beauty of that is if this works, then you never have to pay a penny for paid advertising. So go to your warm market first. Make your warm market list just like you're told in other network marketing, but don't talk to them personally. Just send them to your website. Don't try to sell them on the network marketing opportunity. Sell them on what you're selling, which is the training and the mentoring and the business in a box that's going to make them wealthy. Okay? Now, it's time for the big light bulb to go off and talk about generating traffic on an ongoing basis by using the internet. Let's talk about some basics here. There are a few really basic sources for traffic on the internet. Now, there are hundreds of different ways, but there are a few really big players, and you'll see them listed there. Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, and email. And we'll talk about the email in just a minute. But what you've got to do is to figure out exactly where your target market, where your avatars hang out on the internet. And each of these sources has its own unique characteristics. In Facebook, you can look at the different groups and pages to figure out where your target market is. In LinkedIn, you can look at different groups. In Twitter, you can find different followers. Okay, those are things that you can look for to qualify your market. But in general, okay, a lot of time is spent wasting, a lot of wasted time is spent talking to the wrong platforms. Okay, now let me give you an example of that. Excuse me. If you're going for an older market, say you're working on people that are about to retire, the fact is that Twitter goes for younger people. Younger people tend to like Twitter more, older people less. So it doesn't make sense to put your market on Twitter and focus on that. If you're mainly going to men and your product is kind of intangible that it's hard to get a picture of, it's very difficult to market on Pinterest. That's the wrong market because that's tangible things you can take photographs of, and it's mainly women. Okay. YouTube, you've got to have a video. If you don't have a video, there's no point in marketing on YouTube. And the worst thing you can do is to create a crappy video and try to market that. So the thing to do is to target your capabilities and your audience to the right big site on the internet. Solo ads is how you do email. This is not sending personal emails, but instead it's getting someone that already has a mailing list to send out emails on your behalf. Usually you have to supply the email. Okay, but the trick here is to find someone who really addresses your target market. And if you're very specific in your target market, I promise you that it's not going to be that specific when it comes out to these kind of targeted emails. They're going to be much more general, much more generic. Okay, so this works best when you have a proven offer, okay, or you can't comply with platform regulations. So for example, if you're going to sell something like weight loss, okay, you can't do that on Facebook. It's prohibited. Dating is another thing that's prohibited on Facebook. So this might be an alternative for you to consider. It's not one that we recommend to start with. As we said before, Pinterest is good for selling physical products that you can take a picture of, or other products that you can do some kind of really nice graphic for, okay, but mainly selling to women. Many, many more women than men use Pinterest. It's another one that we really don't recommend. Twitter is good, okay, but it's really good for selling to the younger market, and especially those that are technically competent. So, for example, if you're interested in selling to people in the 25 to 35-year-old range who want to have a business of their own, this might be a very good place to go. Okay, it's not such a good place to go to sell to seniors. LinkedIn is a very interesting market. Okay, there's a couple of things to know about it. First of all, you've got to be selling higher priced items. Now, you will be selling an item that is higher priced. It's going to be above $200, and that's going to be your network marketing enrollment kit. Okay, so that's really important. The other thing about LinkedIn is that it's really good for business to business. In a sense, that's exactly what you're selling. Even though you're selling to individuals, okay, you're selling your business of mentoring and training to them, and they want to have a home business. So it's kind of business to business. It's really not a bad way to find network marketing people at all. A lot of people list themselves as being network marketers. But the problem that you encounter is that most of the people are in their own network marketing companies, and they want to tell you about it, and they really don't want to listen to what you have to say. So you have to be creative here. You cannot advertise network marketing, but you can advertise finally being hugely successful by getting the right training in network marketing. A lot of people are set in their ways for network marketing, but if you offer them the ability to jump shift their network marketing, they might listen to you. One of the other things about LinkedIn is that people tend to have higher incomes and already established jobs, so they may not be receptive to the idea of getting a home business. Maybe they're perfectly satisfied with the salary they have. Okay, LinkedIn is, again, not the place that we really recommend. YouTube is really a great place, and you can market to just about anybody and any topic on YouTube. But the problem with YouTube is that you absolutely positively must have a really high quality video, and it's got to stand out. It's got to be distinctive. So if you don't have that, don't even think about YouTube. Now, YouTube is especially good for keyword targeting. Look for keywords like home business, network marketing, home business mentoring. All of those are good keywords. And so that's something that you can target very, very directly. And you can do paid advertising on YouTube just like you do in all of these other sources. Well, that brings us to Facebook. And Facebook is the one that we really recommend that you start with. Why? Because it's really good for just about any market you can imagine, except for the ones that are not approved. And the two big ones there are diets and dating. Okay, so why is it that good? Well, think about it. Almost everybody uses Facebook. There are billions of people on Facebook, well over a billion. And it's really, really good for generating leads. And that's what you want to do. That's everything that you want to do, is to generate leads. How widely is it used? Well, it turns out that 71% of all internet users also use Facebook. 71%. You're reaching a tremendous audience there. All ages use Facebook. Whatever age you target, it's going to be on Facebook. That's guaranteed. Okay? Same thing with incomes. Whatever income you target, it's going to be on Facebook. Same thing with gender. Whatever gender you target, it's going to be on Facebook. No matter what you do, it's going to be on Facebook. No matter what target audience you're trying to reach, it's going to be on Facebook. And the beauty of Facebook, better than any of the other sources, is that it has excellent targeting. What do I mean by that? Excuse me. What do I mean by that? Well, here's the thing. You can target so specifically. You can go to a specific address and send only ads to that people at that address. Or you can look at mothers, single mothers, okay, who live in your zip code and are interested in peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Okay, you literally can do that. Okay, so it lets you be very, very specific. And that means that you can filter out people and make sure that you get the people that are really interested in what you've got to sell. And targeting is everything. The more effectively you target, the more you're going to do in business. And the less it's going to cost you to do advertising. Target, target, target. So, what do you need to do Facebook advertising? The first thing that you need to do is to have a Facebook account. There are two really basic things in Facebook. One is a personal account, and you can't do anything unless you have that. And the second thing is a Facebook page. And here you're looking at the Wealth Builder Formula page. Now, you set up a page once you have a personal account. So you must have that personal account first, and your homework today is to go in and sign up for a Facebook personal account if you don't already have one. And here's the thing, 1 billion people have done this, so it's not difficult. Okay, just go to facebook.com, and the little area there that's in red, it's not going to be red when you see it, but where it says sign up, fill it out, and then follow the instructions. There's nothing to it. If you have any problems, there are plenty of videos on YouTube about how to sign up for Facebook. Make sure you get one that's current. So the closer you can get to your current date, the better job you're going to do, the more information it will give you. But sign up for that account, first thing. Now, you don't need to worry about putting your pictures there or anything like that. Just sign up for the account. Later, you can worry about all the rest. Eventually, you're going to want to set up a page. And that's because certain kinds of advertising requires that you have a Facebook page. For now, you don't really need to worry about it. We're trying to keep this as simple as possible. And when it comes time to do a page, you're going to want to have pictures. And now's a good time for you to get Snagit and PowerPoint. Snagit is really inexpensive. It's about $39. It may vary. It's available. You can find it on the Wealth Builder Formula, mywbfacademy.com in the resources section. Okay, just click on it and you'll be able to buy it from Amazon. We've tried to make it as easy as possible. The other thing you can have is PowerPoint. And you have really 3 options there. And now this is on a PC. Well, actually, there's available on Mac too. But your 3 options are, you can get Microsoft Office, okay, the entire Office, and that's PowerPoint and Word and Excel, and all of those will come in handy at some point. The other thing you can do is to get a thing called Office 365, okay, and that's where you have a subscription, and it's about $100 a year. But you have the most current versions of everything in Office. And the third option there with PowerPoint is to use the free package OpenOffice. Okay, now it doesn't do as good a job as PowerPoint, but it'll probably get the job done. But every single graphic you see that we create is done using a combination of Snagit and PowerPoint. Okay, every single one. Now there is another alternative, okay, and that is to let somebody else do graphics for you. And you can get that done very, very inexpensively by going to Fiverr.com. So your homework, second part of your homework here, is to go to Fiverr.com, take a look at it, see what's there, okay, and then make a decision about how you're going to generate graphics. You're not going to need those graphics immediately, but the minute that you start doing Facebook advertising, you've got to start doing graphics. That's the most important thing. And we'll be talking about that in just a minute. Okay, so the homework is set up your account, your personal account, okay, and then look at how you're going to do graphics. If you've already got a personal account, that's fantastic. You're already done with your homework. Later, we'll be talking about how to set up a page. Now, I want to tell you Facebook has a lot of complexity in its advertising. And in fact, it's enough to drive you totally crazy at the beginning. So focus on keeping it simple. Do simple things. You may not get the absolute best possible advertising rates, but they're going to be good enough. Okay? You don't have to get the cheapest rates possible. Why? Because we said that what you have to do is to cover your cost of acquiring a customer. And you do that in network marketing, you do that by getting a good enough fast start bonus. So all you have to do is make sure that the fast start bonus covers the cost of customer acquisition. And the customer acquisition is going to be a function of how much it costs for you to get a click, okay, and how well you can convert people over the phone. That's what it's all about. So that's what you need to do, okay? You don't need to have, if it costs you $12 or $15 or even $30 to acquire a customer, you can pay for that with your fast start bonus, no problem. Okay, so keep it simple. And what we're going to show you today is the basics of how you can keep it simple. Later we're going to make it more complicated. So there's a couple of different types of Facebook advertising that you need to know about. The first kind are the ones that you see on the right-hand side of the Facebook page. And those are ordinary Facebook ads. Now, there's a couple of things that you need to know about them, okay? First, they're only seen on desktop computers. They're not seen on tablets and in phone apps. Now, tablets can be a little bit of an exception because if you're running just a regular browser, you will see them. Okay, but if you're running the Facebook app on your tablet, whether it's Android or Apple, okay, you're not going to see these Facebook ads. That actually can be a good thing because your target market may be better if you focus on ads that are seen on the desktop. Okay, the other thing that's really important about these ads is that you don't have to have a page in order to have them. Okay, all you have to have is your Facebook account. It's super, super easy. Now, these ads consist of two main portions. One is the image, and we'll be talking about that in just a second, and the other is the copy. So here on the first ad, you can see the image and you can see the copy underneath. And on the second ad, here's the image and the copy. Okay? Every single ad has that, and Facebook displays two ads at a time. Now, as you're on Facebook and as you move around in Facebook, those ads are going to change. Okay, but there's only two at a time, and that's a really good thing. It limits the amount of advertising. It's not like Google where you see 10 ads on the side and 2 or 3 at the top, and there's no pictures. This is much, much better for advertising. So remember, you're going to have 2 ads at a time. Okay? Now, there's another kind of advertising on Facebook, and that is what are called dark posts. Facebook talks about boosting your post, but everybody in the world refers to them as dark posts. And the reason is because they're kind of stealthy. They look like they're ordinary posts, but they're really sponsored advertising. And you can tell that anytime, and the next time you get on Facebook, take a look. And if you see the word sponsored up near the top, that means it's a paid ad. Okay, the thing about these ads, they consist about images, just like the others. In fact, they're the same images that are used in your regular Facebook ads. You create them at the same time. Okay, and they also consist of copy. Okay, that's very, very important. But one thing about these ads, okay, is they have to be linked to a Facebook page. Absolutely must be linked. So you can't do these ads unless you do a Facebook page. And that makes it easy for us because our simple approach is going to be to focus on regular Facebook ads that are only seen by desktops. That's where you're going to start. If you're trying to get thousands and thousands of leads, you want everywhere you can possibly have ads to put ads. But these ads that are on the site are going to be plenty. They're going to be plenty for you to get your 60 leads a month. Okay, plenty. Now, why are images important? I want you to think about for a second one of the most popular ads that's been on television. And these are a couple of the images from that ad. Okay, and you may remember that what it's about is animals that are relating to each other from different species. Okay, so you have the elephant and the sheep, and you have the tiger and the bear. Okay, now what do those images have to do with the Android operating system? Because that's what they're advertising. And the answer is absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing at all. But the images are very memorable, and people remember that ad. They're cute. Okay, they hit your heartstrings. Okay, so people remember the ad, and they remember that it was about Android. Okay, attention-grabbing images are everything. Now, one of the things about images in Facebook, when you're doing advertising, is that they contain no more than 20% text. So you don't want to have a tremendous amount of text on your Facebook ads. How do they determine that 20%? I don't think that they have some kind of automated program, but I do know that they visually inspect them. So just kind of visually inspect it yourself. And one of the tricks that you can play is if you capture an image with Snagit that has text on it, you can blur some of it out. Okay, and then the text rule doesn't apply to that text. Okay, so you want to focus on a small amount of text and a big image, but that's going to be more eye-capturing than a lot of text anyway. Now, the objective that you're going for here, the ideal, the perfect situation, is when every single person that clicks on your ad also opts in. That isn't going to happen. Okay, but that's what your ideal objective is. So you want to create an ad that attracts attention and that filters people so that it will only get people to click who are actually going to opt in on your page. Here's an example of an ad and picture. This isn't a whole ad because it doesn't have the copy. Okay, but is that attention getting? Yeah, it probably is. Okay, it's a home business secret. And just that text, which definitely adheres to the 20% rule, okay, lets them know that you're going to tell them a secret about home business. So that's filtering your audience right away. You can use the text underneath, the copy, to filter your audience even more. And we'll show you that in just a second. So that's one example of an image. It's pretty catchy. Here's another image, okay? Now here what's catchy is the combination of the image and the text. Steal our home business. That's a really intriguing thing, okay? It's going to focus and filter on somebody that's interested in home business, but you're going to tell them they can steal a home business. Okay, is that going to get their attention? Probably. Now let's look at a variation of that, okay? Now look at this and ask yourself, is this more attention grabbing than the last one? The fact that it's got a red background probably means yes, but also we've changed the text to steal our home business secrets. Okay, again, slight variation in the text. Let's go back to the first one. Okay, steal our home business secrets. Well, it turns out that it's the same. Steal our home business secrets. It's just a different type font. So here we're looking at the change in color. Okay, here's another change in color to a white background. Okay, you decide which is better, red or white. Okay, here's another variation. Steal your home business secrets. That's a variation on the text. And these little variations can make a huge difference in the audience that you attract. Here's another variation. Steal your home business success. Okay, you should be getting the idea now that what you want to do is to have a combination of image and a little bit of text that really attracts your audience. at an emotional level. Now notice, steal your home business success. That's an emotional thing. Okay? The stealing makes it emotional. Okay, here's another example. This is more traditional. Be your own boss. That's a very emotional thing too. Okay, and now you're letting them know the home business secret. Now this is a little interesting because it may be pushing the 20% text rule, but probably not. Okay, so you're telling two things here. You're saying you can be your own boss, very emotional. I want to be my own boss. And how? Through home business secrets. Now look at this variation. Okay, it attracts your eye much more. So let's go back to the first one. Okay, and now see how the arrow attracts your attention even more. And it makes some continuity between be your own boss and the home business secret. These little variations are really important. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Here's another image. Now this one is a little different because the image is definitely compelling. Okay, and the title says secrets you need to know, and that's compelling. The problem is that it's not going to do a good job of filtering. Why? Because what are the secrets about? Maybe they're spy secrets about missiles. Maybe they're secrets about how to date people. Maybe they're secrets about something else. Okay, the problem with this ad is that it's got a great image and it's got actually a pretty compelling piece of text, but it doesn't filter at all. So you've got to do both. You've got to grab their attention, hit them emotionally, and filter. Now here's another image. Okay, it's a very, very powerful visual image. Secrets you need to know. Okay, well again, the problem here is you don't know what secrets, but one thing that you can do is to use your ad copy to do the filtering. Okay, so this is compelling. Like the other one we just saw, well, let's look at that again. Okay, it's a compelling image. It'll get people's eye. And then what you have to do is you have to use your copy to qualify it. Same thing here. Okay, now here's another one. Okay, this is very interesting. It's a very compelling, eye-catching image. And it says, get your business hot internet leads. Get your business hot internet leads. Okay, it tells them exactly what it's about. It's going to filter people out. People that are not interested in hot leads are not going to be interested and they won't click on this ad. But again, you use the copy underneath it to qualify it even more. Here's another example that shows both the image and the copy. This is a very compelling image too, because it turns out that when you have people looking directly at the people that are looking at the page, like this one does, okay, and especially when they're women, that really attracts attention. Okay, so notice now the words are game-changing home business mentoring. This is a very interesting ad because it's going to attract their attention. It's going to tell them it's home business mentoring. And for anybody that's ever been in MLM, they're going to recognize that diagram that's behind the woman. Okay, so here in a single image, you're saying, I'm going to give you mentoring for your home business connected with network marketing. Then look at the copy, free. Okay, that attracts their attention. Get a free report with the secrets to get $5,000 in free one-on-one home business mentoring. Now, there are a couple of interesting things here. One-on-one is very important. Okay, they know that they're going to talk to one specific person who's going to be their mentor. And guess what? They're going to associate it to this woman that's in the picture. Okay, home business mentoring. They're going to know it's for them to have a home business, to be successful at home business. And what do? They start with the free report. Okay, so the copy is very, very important. This highly filters. The only people that are going to click on that are people that are interested in getting home business mentoring to be more successful and to start changing their game. Here's a little variation on the copy. Free, $5,000 worth of secrets. That gets your attention, okay? How to tap into free home business success training and personal mentoring secrets. Okay, again, the people that are going to click on this are people that want to change their game. They probably recognize that this has something to do with MLM, but you're not using those words, okay? They're going to get free $5,000 worth of secrets, and that's going to be in home business success training and personal mentoring. Very filtering. Here's another example. Now, this image is very interesting because it's a graphic image, and those graphic images can be very compelling too. And it also conveys the internet. If you look carefully at it, you'll see that there's a Facebook logo, a Twitter logo, a YouTube logo, and other things like that that you commonly see on the internet. And this says secrets that you need to know. So the implication of the image is that there's something about the internet, and you're going to be telling them secrets they need to know about the internet. Okay, then below that, you say free, $5,000 of MLM secrets. So now they know exactly what the secrets are. Discover how to tap into free MLM business success training and personal mentoring secrets. So again, you're filtering it very, very precisely. Only the people that are interested in the internet and somehow doing MLM on the internet, all of this is being implied by this small ad. A lot of what you do in advertising is imply things to people. And that's what hits them emotionally. Okay, if they're interested in being more successful in MLM and they want to learn the secrets to do it on the internet, here's a great ad. The key then is following up on your internet web page, okay, with something that delivers exactly what you said. So let's look at this. Okay, this says, here's a free report that reveals the key to your own home business vault. That's important. But then look at the next thing. Get this free report plus $5,000 of free training, templates, and mentoring. You're delivering on the ad. What you promised in the ad, you're saying, here it is. Okay, and all they have to do is leave their name, an email address, and hopefully their cell phone number. That's all they have to do. So your page is delivering exactly what you promised in the ad. And the thing about it is, look at all the different ads that you can create and look at all the different pages in your internet business in a box, and you can match them together pretty easily. And if the wording isn't exactly correct on the pages on your website, you can change them. That's the beauty of the internet business in a box. Another website you could take them to is to say, great decision. You reinforce the fact that they clicked on that ad. Okay, and now you say, get started. Well, get started with what? Get started on that $5,000. Okay, get started on that training. So get started with your first free report, then discover how to get $5,000 in free training and mentoring. Okay, you're delivering on your promise. Very, very important. Okay, let's look at some real examples of ads. Now, what I'd like you to do is to scan and see what attracts your attention. Now, for me, the ones that attract my attention are the big $sign at the top. That's one. My attention is drawn to the one underneath that just by the color. My attention is also drawn to the one next to that, the yellow one, because of the color. But you can't really read it. I mean, and these are about the size that they appear on Facebook. My attention is also drawn to the one that we did, okay, which shows the face right next to that. So those are really the three main ones, or I'm sorry, the four main ones that really attract my attention. But you figure out which attract your attention. The one next to the $sign on the right is also kind of attention grabbing. Okay, think about what attracts your attention. Now, you remember that earlier in the training, we talked about swipe files and that you need to start making swipe files to store the things that you like and that attract your attention. Okay, now you get Snagit. Okay, bring up Facebook, grab the things, snag the things that attract your attention, the ads. Okay, and now you'll be able to then tailor your ads, okay, to the things that work for you. And here's the interesting thing. If it works for you, it's probably going to work for your target market, the people that you're trying to relate to the best. Okay, that's what you're really trying to do, is to find the people that you're going to relate to the best so you can talk to them on the phone and get them as a team member. So look at these ads and see which ones make the most sense to you. You may want to pause the video for just a second. Here's some other ads, and these actually work very, very well. They're done by digital marketer. Okay, and digital marketers are one of the best advertising groups around. They do trainings on this. And look at these 6 ads, okay? All of those have been successful. Now you'll notice the one in the upper left-hand corner actually has somebody looking at you, but it's really intriguing because you only see their eyes. The chalkboard has also been shown to be very effective. The one next to that, the coloring is very, very effective. Okay, the one in the lower left-hand corner was done during the playoffs for football, and so people could relate to that right away. The other two with the brackets, okay, draws your attention to the text. So you know that you're going to steal our swipe file. Does that sound familiar? Steal our home business secrets? Well, that's where I got the idea. Okay. How about want more social traffic? Okay, so it's something that brings your attention and lets you know exactly what you're going to get. The one that surprises me, frankly, is the one with the group audience. I wouldn't have expected that to be as successful as it was, but it was successful. Okay, so again, take a look at these. You'll see digital marketer all over Facebook. So when you're doing your swipe file, you can make copies of the things that you like. Okay, now the thing that's important to understand is that you can't just put one ad up and expect it to last forever. It's important that you monitor your ads to see exactly what they do. And what's going to happen is that they have a certain life. They'll work very, very well, and then all of a sudden they're going to start dropping off and not working as well. Okay, so what you need to do is to create several different ads. And remember those variations that we talked about before? Create variations on the ads and then see which ones work the best. And what you want to do is to scale up, and that means you want to show more often the ads that are the most effective. You want to stop the ads that are no longer working or that were never effective to begin with, okay? And you want to add new ads all the time to see how you can improve, to see what you can do better. Okay, just do it on an ongoing basis. Does that mean every day? Well, no, not really. Okay, you should monitor your ads at least once a week, see what they're doing, and make changes every week, and maybe every 2 or 3 weeks add another ad. Okay, that's going to be an ongoing thing, and you'll get better and better and better at it, and you'll be able to create images virtually instantaneously. Okay, now we're going to look at Facebook. Now, in Facebook, once you get started, okay, all you have to do is to create an ad, and I'm going to show you how to do that. You do that from your Facebook page. And the way that you do that is in your Facebook page, and we'll give you the exact details. You click on create an ad. Now, I'm not going to actually bring that. Well, on second thought, I will bring that up. Okay, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Okay, but unfortunately, the software is not being cooperative, so watch for that in a future video. What happens is when you say create an ad, it asks you to do this. Okay, now this is a Snagit capture of Facebook. So the first thing you have to do is to decide on what your objective is for creating ads. You have these different objectives, and they'll produce different results. The two that you need to focus on are, first of all, to send people to your website. That's really your objective. Okay, that's your first objective. You want to get them to your website. Now, that's also the simplest objective you can pick. The other one, though, is to increase the conversions on your website. Now, that's your real objective, because the conversions on your website are what you want. You want people to opt in. Okay, ultimately, you want them to buy something, but you want them to opt in. You want them to become members of your team. You want to get their phone numbers. Facebook can track all of that for you, but the way that you do it is through a thing called tracking pixels. And what that means is that Facebook is going to give you a little bit of code that you have to add to your website. So obviously, that's more complicated than just sending somebody to your website. So what we recommend is to start with sending people to your website, see what kind of results you get, and if it works in your business model, you don't have to do anything more. Okay, if you want to start tracking the conversions, you'll bring down your costs, okay, by doing the things with tracking pixels and putting them on your website and figuring out where you want to do it. But that adds a lot to the complexity. So for now, send people to your website. Okay, as I said, tracking pixels are the best solution, okay, but they're much more complicated. So send people to your website. Now, the next thing that you're going to get is a screen that looks really simple. I mean, there's a few choices here about how to set up your target audience, but I want to emphasize this is amazingly sophisticated, and you can do so much here, and I'm going to just give you an idea. The first thing is to decide where you want to focus your advertising. Now here it says send it to the United States. Well, that makes sense. But maybe you want to send it to another country. Maybe you want people to get signed up in Canada. If you do, fine. That's great. Extend it. You can put more than one thing in here. Okay? If you look carefully, you see that you can also go for a state. Maybe Michigan, maybe California. Okay? Maybe Georgia. Okay, what about a specific city? Maybe Atlanta. Okay, maybe Washington, D.C., maybe Los Angeles. Okay, or even a specific zip code. You can even get to a specific address, but I can't imagine anyone that would want to do that, just display ads to one specific address. But the idea here is that you can identify exactly what you want. So think about your target market. Are you trying to get to people within a certain geographic area? And you may want to do that because you may want to be able to contact them one-on-one. Think about this. Maybe you want your primary team members to be people that you can gather together into a meeting at a hotel or a meeting at your house. Okay, if you do, work on the zip code. Okay, use the zip codes that surround you. Remember, you're not going after thousands and thousands of leads. You're trying to get 60 good leads a month. That's it. Okay, so you can restrict it quite a bit. First thing then is to do the locations where the people live that are going to be looking at your ads. The second thing is to look at their age. We talked about this before. Maybe you're going after the younger market that's trying to build a new career, 25 to 35. Maybe you're looking at mid-range. Maybe you're looking at older people, 50 to 60. Maybe you're looking at people who are already retired, 60 and above. It's completely up to you, completely up to you. The trick here is that you do a really good job if you can have a 10 to 20 year range. Okay, that's a pretty good target market. So pick whatever makes sense for your target market. Then decide on the gender. Do you want to go to men exclusively, women exclusively, or both? Okay. The next thing is, what language do you want them to speak? Now, English is almost certainly the language that you want them to speak. And when you put in English, it's going to ask whether you want United States or United Kingdom. Just go for United States. Okay. But there's another thing to consider here. Maybe you want to be able to have Spanish speaking people. If you speak Spanish well, that's a great target market. Now, remember, your websites are not in Spanish unless you make them that way, and your ad is not in Spanish unless you make it that way. But maybe you want to be able to talk to people who are Spanish speaking. That's fine. Okay. So, for example, here, you could talk to all women who speak Spanish in the city of Atlanta, Georgia. Okay. That's very specific targeting. There are more demographics we'll get into in just a minute. Okay. But first, we want to talk about the interests. Now, remember, when you set up your avatar, you identified the kinds of things they read, the kind of websites they go to, what they're interested in, what their hobbies are. Well, this is where you enter it. You can type in as many as you want. Okay, and here we've done Eric Worre. Eric is one of the top people in network marketing. He's a mentor, a guru. Okay, we've typed internet marketing, network marketing pro. That's something that Eric does. And online home business. Okay, those are all things that people would be interested in. Now, where did those come from? Okay, the secret is once you've done your avatar, then go in and look on Facebook and see what's there. So here's the web page for Eric Worre. It turns out that there's about 80,000 people that follow that page. Okay, there's also the web page for internet marketing. About 80,000 people follow that as well, or like it is the word in Facebook. Okay, so right there, by putting those two things, you've got about 160,000 people that you're sending your ads to. So what you want to do is to look at Facebook groups, okay, and Facebook pages, do the search. It's very, very powerful. And you can find out how many people you're going to be reaching and whether the people that are interested in certain things and have certain interests, whether those interests are represented well on Facebook. Okay, now here's the really cool thing about Facebook. When you get into Facebook, and you already now know that Eric Worre, for example, has a big following. There's a lot of people that are in your target market. They're interested in MLM, so they're going to be interested in what you're going to give them if you advertise for MLM. Okay, so your ad has got to say MLM in it somewhere. Okay, and now they're going to be interested because they follow Eric Worre. They're going to be interested. Okay, but now in the search, you can say something like, show me the favorite pages of people that follow Eric Worre. And when they do, you can see what comes up. Okay, two of the big ones that really stand out are Tony Robbins and Robert Kiyosaki. Maybe you didn't think of that when you created your list of interests, but now you know. You can also say friends of Eric Worre, okay, to get more specifically and see what they're interested in. So when you create your advertising, before you actually get in and put down the interests, do some research on Facebook. See who likes what, see who's following who, see who's in what group. Okay, and you can type in your request into the Facebook search, and it's really pretty smart. It'll figure out what you want to say. Okay, so you could say like people that are in Eric Worre's group, for example. Okay, so once you do your research, then you're ready to enter them in the interests. Okay, and once you do, you can look, and Facebook will tell you about how many people you're going to reach. So let's look at this very carefully. Okay, we said that our location is going to be in the United States. Okay, the interests are going to be Eric Worre, network marketing pro, online home business, network marketing, or internet marketing. And their age is going to be 30 to 65 and above. So the potential reach, Facebook is going to let you know its best estimate of how many people you're going to reach. And in this case, it's about 500,000 people. That's actually a good target. Some people say to go as high as 1 million. But since you want to have a limited number, Okay, now remember we talked that there are more demographics. Okay, well, let's look at what some of them are. What relationship are they in? Are they single? Are they married? Are they divorced? Are they engaged? Okay, what education do they have? And in fact, where were they educated? That's another possibility. How, when it comes to work, are they employers? Okay, what are the titles of their job? You might look for the title network marketer. Okay, what industries are they in? Network marketing. Okay, financial, how much money do they have? How much disposable income do they have? Do they own their home or not? Okay, what ethnicity do they identify themselves with? Okay, are they parents? Okay, are they single parents? Okay, what are their political interests? Are they Democrat? Are they Republican? Do they give money to one of those parties? Okay, are they libertarian? Okay, and then different life events. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff that you can specify there. And again, the more that you can specify, the better. Now, one of your homework assignments, and this is the last one for this session, is to go in and actually go in and look at all these different options so you become familiar with them. So go into your Facebook account. Okay, in the upper right-hand corner, there's a little place that you can click, and it's going to show you where you can get or begin to add an ad, create an ad. And I'm going to show you on the, when this is posted, I'm going to give you a little picture that will show you exactly where that is. For some reason, I can't do it here. But anyway, when you get that ad, okay, when you create that ad, go through all these different categories and just see what's there. You don't need to create an ad, just see what's possible. And that's going to help you create your avatar. Now, you can also look at behaviors. Actually, this is a little less important than some of the other things, but you can definitely classify their digital activities for small business owners, okay, and their purchase behavior are home office things, okay? That's pretty definite, okay? So those would be handy things to have. Okay, later we can talk more about behaviors. It's really beyond the scope of this level of simplicity. So that's another level of complexity that we don't want to add. But what I want you to notice is that when you do add that, okay, so now all we've done is add the behavior of home office or small business owners. We've cut our reach in half. Okay, now traditional paid advertising would say that's a bad thing. But for us, it's really a good thing because you want to filter. You want people that are about home business, okay? That's what you're selling to. Those are the people that are going to be most amenable to hearing what you've got to say. So now we've got a focus of about 240,000 people. Okay? Now, okay, once you've done all that, the next step is to identify how much money you're ready to spend. We recommend $100 to $150 a month. And what you do is you identify how much per day that you're going to spend. And that's going to be $3 to $5. Okay, $3 is going to be roughly $90 to $93. Okay, you could say $4 if you wanted to. So that's going to be closer to $120. $5 is going to be right around $150 a month. Okay, and just identify how much you want to spend, and Facebook will make sure you don't spend any more than that. Okay, as far as the schedule goes, just say to run it continuously. Okay, start your ad and have it start running. Alternately, when you get more organized, you can create several ads at once, okay, and give them a schedule. So you might want to have one, let's say that it's around Christmas, and you want to start running ads on December 1st and have them run through December 31st or through Christmas. Okay, you can do that. Okay, but for now, just set the price per day, okay, and run your ads continuously. The next thing it's going to ask you to do is to put the images. Now, you pre-build the images. And if you look at the red circle, it tells you that the image size that works best is 1200 by 628 pixels. And you can do that in Snagit. You can also do it, we'll show you exactly how to do it in PowerPoint. Okay, so now the image that it's picked up here, it's very interesting. I had to tell it what website I wanted it to go to, and it picked up an image on its own. Usually those images are not going to be very terrific images. Okay, so you're going to want to load your own images. And you can load up to 6 images for one specific ad. And that will let you try different images to see which works better. Okay, so you're going to load your images. We'll get into creating the images in another session. Okay, now, finally, you enter your ad copy. Okay, and this is the copy that goes underneath the image. Now, it's very, very, very limited what you can enter, so you have to be very, very precise in your wording. Okay, but it's very simple. You just put in what you want as the title and put in what you want as the rest of the text. They call it the headline, not the title. Put in the rest of the text and you're done. And finally, okay, when you're done with your ad, you can now preview the ads and preview all the different types of ads. Okay, so let's look at these ads. The one on the left is one of our dark posts. We're not going to be doing those. Okay, so you don't need to worry about those. The one in the middle is one that will go to a mobile phone. Again, you're not going to be doing those so much. Okay, the thing that you're going to focus on is the one on the right, which is the right-hand side ad. It's called the right column ad. So that's what your ad is going to look like. You'll know exactly what your ad is going to look like, and that's what you need. And that's the basics of setting up a simple Facebook advertising campaign that will probably give you all the leads that you want to have. Okay, in future things, we're going to look at the details of how to do every step, how to build your graphic, okay, and how to actually place an ad. We're going to do it live. Okay, but for now, just get the basics. I highly suggest that you run through this entire presentation again. It's going to be recorded and put on the website. And when you do that, okay, focus in on your homework assignments. Okay, what are they? Number 1, create your target market. Identify what you want to sell exactly, identify who you want to sell it to exactly, and create the avatar that defines all the characteristics of the person that you want to sell to. So that's your first assignment. The second assignment is to set up your Facebook page. And the third assignment is to go in and create an ad. Now, don't go all the way and create an ad and have it running, okay? But see what's involved there. Okay, go in and look at all the different options, and that's going to help you refine your avatar just a little bit. Okay, those 3 things are the homework assignment for this webinar. It's been great talking to you. I know this lasted a little while, but this is great information, and I look forward to hearing all of you guys in the next webinar. Take care.